Good evening or good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to conduct a meeting for Mr. Ortiz since he's not here today, and as a co-chair, I'll be conducting the meeting. It's a little after 5. It's actually 5:04. And I'd like to call the meeting to order. We're here at the Public Library, and today is December the 18th. Will everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Can we have roll call?
Sandra Cauces Ayala.
Present.
Victor Villarreal.
Here, present.
Rosnio Villarreal.
Present.
Esmeralda Rodriguez.
Present.
Roberto Ortiz. Absent. Angelica Salinas.
Present.
Mario Lopez.
Present.
Rosa Maria de Llano.
Present.
Etelvina Perez.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, ma'am. Let's go ahead and move on to item number 4, the approval of the minutes for October the 30th, 2024. Will you all take a few minutes to review the minutes, and then if I can have a motion to approve, you let me know.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Villarreal
I second.
and a second as well. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, minutes approved. Thank you. Public comments? We don't have any. Okay, communication and announcements. Let's go to item number 6, letter A, Texas Library Association 2025 membership application.
So there is an application for everybody, so you should fill it out before the new year, or?
Before the new, yes,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
possibly today, so we can have it ready and submit it to tomorrow.
Can you let me?
There you go.
Thank you.
It's already checked marked associate member. They changed some of the titles, categories. So I did call and so with the members commission for members
What-
and
what-
retirement.
Under what area?
Associate
The
member.
membership category on the right side,
On the
top right,
Okay.
and it's already selected.
Associate member, we got it right here, okay. Okay, perfect. So just filling out the rest of the information before we leave, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Does anybody have any questions on the membership application? Okay, you can just take your time whenever you have and submit it to Angie. All right, letter B, library branch checklist.
Okay, so you have this packet for each branch library. You'll see an update on all of the branches. Here, do they just take a moment to review?
Yes, they will.
Yes, can
Okay.
y'all please,
And if you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer.
This, the staff elevator for the second floor, it still hasn't been fixed.
No, it's for the main library. It's working. The only thing we were trying to do is do a bypass for only employee only.
Uh-huh.
It hasn't been done.
It would be an enhancement. It's not.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's working?
It's working,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, okay. So I remember that it wasn't working, right? I think it's the last meeting
It's
here.
been a couple of months already that
That
we got it working.
That you got it working.
So this is just sort of a wish,
Yes.
on the wish list,
Oh, I
so
see.
we're hoping that it'll happen.
Also, Can Angie or can you all give us like an update on the PA system? Has you all got it replaced, right?
Yes, it's been complete.
It's been completed and is it working okay?
Yes, it's working
Much better?
on the main library.
At the main, right?
Yes.
Does anybody have any questions?
You look at all of them, right? Or one by one?
Yeah, one by one.
Yeah,
Well,
one
the
by
first
one.
one is the Joey Guerra. The second one is the Moss. Oh, even the mobile library.
Which one? Library? Okay, so a lot of cookies need to be replaced.
I think, well, and I think because we're always surprised, we don't wanna replace the cookies if we're not 100% sure
Yeah.
that all the leaks have been stopped. I know that's the issue at Moss, they did do repairs, but every time it rains, we might be a
Yeah.
little surprised.
Charge.
Hmm?
Telephone charging station. Oh, is that for
For
everybody?
guests? For guests.
You have it?
Yes, there's one right outside.
Here
To
too?
your right,
I didn't know that.
Yes.
next to the copier.
You can get it Saturday.
No, no, this is Bruni Plaza branch.
So that one's pending, but I believe the other ones were installed at the other
Oh,
branches.
so this one's
Yeah,
staying.
okay. I didn't know this happened. I had not noticed.
And at the Moss, the flagpoles are gonna be replaced or what?
So we've been having issues with the flagpoles. It has an interior mechanism, an interior pulley, which makes it difficult to fix. So Public Works has been out there several times, done a fix, and then maybe a couple weeks later, again. So we need to go back and ask them to come back, actually.
Maybe they need to get somebody else
Yeah, possibly.
more,
Uh-huh.
since it's been happening
Yes.
often.
On the Guerra checklist, there's a notation that an assistant library director was not funded this fiscal year.
Correct.
What changes, if any, were there other than this one to personnel for last fiscal year?
To personnel, I know at Moss, we got our two part-time positions back. Those were frozen about the same time the assistant director was. We got them back this year.
Also, this had been vacant and froze.
Yeah.
Has there been any impact to anything at the Guerra library because of the shortage?
I mean, it's hard to measure, but I would say definitely succession is impacted. But I know that we try every year, and Dr. Chamberlain, the public health, has actually recently inquired to get that funded for FY26.
Okay. And the Guerra library operates with how many directors and assistant directors?
Well, it should be one director, one assistant director.
So it's only operating with one director?
Yes.
Ugh,
Here?
when that person
Yeah,
is,
the director.
Miss Solis.
Miss Solis.
And
Oh.
she's the director of all
Of all
libraries.
libraries.
Right, but she should have an assistant director
Yes.
here
Yeah.
For
But
all the branches.
for all of them.
Stationed here.
But can also.
Yes.
Yes.
okay, so there's one director that oversees
The
all,
hall, which is Ms. Solis.
and she's located primarily.
Here.
Here.
Oh, I see.
And then so there's this position for an assistant director here that will also oversee or.
Yes.
Assist, yes.
Assist with the direction of all library branches.
And we've always had that?
Yes.
Yeah.
However,
I've
it's
never met,
So
who
without
was the
this
assistant
position-
director?
One was Homero Vasquez.
the last one, which was, I don't know how many years ago.
It's been.
We've never
Years.
met.
Yes.
That was a long
Yes,
time
since he
ago.
left, we haven't been able to.
But it has not been cut. That's the important thing, it has not been cut.
So since that person, and I guess he left or resigned or?
He got another job.
He actually got promoted and then ended up leaving eventually. But yes, at that time, due to budget cuts, some of the positions were frozen, the vacant positions. And that one was not reinstated, it has not been cut, but it has not been reinstated.
So the
Not
entire
funded.
system is solely operating with a director and no assistants?
Yes.
That's not sustainable.
How many librarians do you have here?
Here, this location, I'm not sure.
Because you
The
have
children, the
the
teens,
children's
six,
13,
I believe it's 6.
6 librarians.
Uh-huh.
Each one with her own, you're all female, right? Or is there?
Right now, yes.
Yes. So I haven't seen any.
So once that happened, the duties of the assistant director were split between the director and then the librarians had more administrative duties.
Oh, I see. So we're making,
Yes.
yes.
for a long time now.
Uh-huh.
See, I remember. It used to be,
Yes.
yeah, and the team.
So, and did you all know, as a board, I don't know if you all, if somebody mentioned it last time or not, that the library falls under Dr. Richard Chamberlain. He is the director of the health services for the city. And the library runs, it's under him. He supervises the library. In other words, he supervises Ms. Solis. Did y'all know that?
No.
No.
It didn't happen too long ago.
It was fairly recent.
Yeah, I think when Mr. Neff was,
I remember
the
she
city,
mentioned
city
it.
manager,
Oh,
and
Yes,
some
I
changes were
remember
made.
too, she mentioned. That
Some
was
changes
Dr.
were made.
Chamberlain.
Is there any way to quantify the necessity for that position, and is there any way to do that sometime before summer so that this board can digest the information, possibly
Right.
discuss, take a vote, and then send a recommendation to fill or not fill? I mean, I don't know if that would help.
So I would want to speak to Ms. Solis as well as probably Danielle Burns because Danielle is a whiz, one of our librarians at trying to find some sort
qualified
of
person.
statistical, evidence that we might be able to use,
Right.
or maybe perhaps
And
a
also
list
with
of
Mhm.
perhaps a list of duties that have been distributed among people. Because I do know that I remember when that changed and how some of those administrative duties, such as building issues and IT issues, were given to the librarians.
Personnel.
Right. Personnel issues as well. So, I mean, I personally love that idea, so if we can bring
But
that
talk
back.
to her and then
Yes.
see if we can get it on the, as an
Yeah, I think my
agenda.
concern is the longer it goes unfilled, the more likely someone is, council is to say, see, you didn't eat it.
Right.
So,
They probably already doing that. so-
Yes.
They're probably already doing it, yeah. Anybody else have any other questions in regards to the checklist? Okay, may I move on to the next item? Okay, letter C, recent and upcoming library programs and services.
Right, so you have a packet of all the upcoming programs that would cover the rest of December and then going into January. Some of the programs or flyers that you're gonna see also cover the whole entire spring. So you could take a look at that.
I do want to mention something, and I'm glad that you're here. You know, for those of us that have been on this board for many years, you know, Moss, it was a difficult situation to get it open. We went through hurdles and hurdles until we finally got it open because of the name and the donations and so many things, if you all recall. And just last week, they celebrated a 10th year anniversary.
Wow.
And we had no idea because we didn't see it in the packet. It was not announced in the packet last month that this was gonna happen. It was announced in November that it was gonna happen. in
Because
December.
there was no meeting in
No,
November.
or even in October, it wasn't announced. And I just felt kind of like, wow, it's a 10-year, it's a landmark. I mean, it's an important year, you know, to celebrate and to recognize everything that is happening at Moss. And not because the director is present or
Well,
the head
library
librarian.
manager.
But, you know, it would have been, and I know they celebrated by having activities one afternoon, you know, from 3 to 6 or something like that for the community.
And it was very successful. We had 300 people. We had Piggy and Elephant. We
Yeah.
had a lot of book giveaways. It was awesome. And we brought the community out to join us. So it was a wonderful event.
Yes, and I commend that and I grant that and all that. I just feel that it could have been celebrated a little bit more, maybe by the city, by the city councilman that represents that area, you know, giving it a little bit more fanfare, because it was a 10th year. I don't know how you all feel, but, you know, and we didn't know anything about it. I happened to hear it, see it on TV, because she was interviewed in the news.
With my friends thinking of it.
Yeah, it was big, and I said, what, 10 years? I mean, 10 years flew by, but you were on the board, and I was on the board, and who else? Angie was on the board. And so, you know, it was a very trying situation, but it came to pass, you know.
Who's the director at Bond?
She is.
I'm the branch librarian, yeah, yeah. So there's one director, so, but I'm the branch librarian.
She's been there
And it's really been,
You've been there for 10 years?
I've been there for 10 years.
I remember when we opened
Yes.
it, we went to the grand
Yeah.
opening, we went to, you know, it was just amazing.
So I hear what you're saying, that you wanted something bigger, right? But I do want to tell you that there were plenty of smiles, right? I do hear you, I do hear you.
I'm sure there were.
And there will be, we're very open to working with the council member, you know, if and when he wants to approach us to do something. Because he's always been, when he's stopped by, he's always been very generous with his time and his attention.
Who's your
So,
councilman?
it is,
Ricardo Ronquillo.
yeah.
Oh,
Ricardo Rangel.
Yes, just one time.
Ricardo
Rangel,
Rangel, he's a new
Rangel,
one.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
it's a new one.
Yes.
So,
District two.
we're so proud of the 10-year anniversary. And we're so proud also that we do things, we do a lot with the budget that we have. And we do quite a lot with what we have. And so it is not in our nature to go out and try to go beyond our budget. But, you know, hearing from you and your opinion on it, you know, I totally get it, absolutely. Absolutely, I'm so proud of our libraries, and I think that we, you know, a lot of times we need to put the spotlight on the
Yes.
people who
Yes, and it
are
has been
there.
done in
Yes.
other
When
situations.
was the celebration?
It was like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
it was about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So the community was able
invited.
to
Yeah,
celebrate and
absolutely.
enjoy perfect,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you have
because
a lot of
that's gonna make
communities.
a big difference, because those are the ones that are gonna be coming back. 'cause
And
they're
we
considered
were
services.
celebrating them.
Yes, and they're the ones that go, which is all good, all good. That's why I said it's all good, it's just, you know, a little extra fancy. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that up because I didn't know if you all were aware that it just celebrated the 10-year anniversary.
And why don't we, well, this is just a recommendation and opinion, but why don't we do something in 2025, like maybe in January, and do a ceremony and bring the council member Rangel and bring Councilor Mayor and do a proclamation of the 10-year anniversary.
Well, that's,
And-
yeah, well, that's exactly what I'm
That
trying
would
to
be nice,
convey,
yes.
that it would be, it's never too late. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still within the year, right? It's 10
Yes.
years, it just,
It was in December?
December 4th is when we opened in
December
2014.
4th, okay.
Yeah.
And name, who was, do you know who was
Council.
the council member?
We have the list of all the council people. It's actually on a plaque there.
Oh,
Vidal,
Yes.
was it Vidal Loli?
I'd have to go back and look. I don't want to misspeak.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, but.
I mean, I don't know, it's up to you all. If Ms. Solis can look into that, that's something that we are asking to see if we can look into. What do you all think?
Yes, yes, I,
To celebrate, like.
Yeah.
10 years.
With, like you said, a little proclamation, maybe by the mayor, or making that the Moss Day, or I don't know, something,
I like that.
right? Mhm. Okay. Will you let her know?
yes, I will.
All right.
Makes the library more known to the
Yeah,
community.
exactly,
Yes,
especially in the summer.
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments on the flyers or questions?
Gorgeous as always. Beautiful.
That was very inviting.
We have so much to offer.
Yes.
And do we put it just in Reader Bear, or what other publicity do we give the library?
So it's Instagram and it's Facebook on occasion. So we do media releases and certain media alerts.
releases, they go where?
So that goes through PIO to all of the media outlets, and whoever wants to pick it up
Okay.
would decide to. So for example, when we
KGNS.
sent out the media release for the MOS 10th anniversary, it was picked up by KGNS, and so they invited us. And they have, when I visited that morning, they did say they wanted to do more with the library.
You see, yeah, so I know people,
Any
more
other-
people would wanna get involved.
Any other radio stations?
It's only if it gets picked up and we're asked to do
Oh,
those.
if they,
If they
Yeah,
call
if they
you,
call you, not if you.
you don't call. Or-
I personally do not. Unless it's a big event that we're, one of our larger events, then we do seek out, that kind of publicity.
I brought it up at one time, and like with the UISD and LISD, they're very, how would you say, it? Very picky about, we have a public relations person,
Yes.
and it has to go through them, and they decide where it goes. So should Maria or you or somebody else call them, they would get their feelings hurt that you went over their head and did something. So in order to contact the paper or the TV, you usually have to go through a central office person.
And they do, they have, it's
Yeah, so, but then there's so much going on, it's like, okay, maybe there's something at the library, there's something at the health department, there's something at the animal shelter. They have so much that they pick and choose what is going to appear.
Absolutely, that's
And
absolutely
so
right.
that's why, you want more publicity, but you're depending on 2 or 3 other people to, get the ball rolling and going. And sometimes I came to the anxiety workshop that Doris had, and some people that were there saying, this was in the morning, but some people would like to have it more in the evening. So no matter what you do, it's better for some people in the morning, and other people said, I want the evening. The recordando was, in the morning, not a whole lot of people came. So I have come to the 4 recordandos, the anxiety, the tour of the historical documents, and you would like to see more people, but, always there's a conflict or it didn't get out in time.
As well as limited resources, right, limited staff and that sort of thing. So
Yeah,
we do try to please all different types of people and their
Yeah.
schedules, but it's hard to please
Right,
everybody.
yeah, and so Doris is trying to reach out more to the senior population, because again, the teens have something, the little ones have something, and then the older people don't have as much, so she's trying to fill in that gap.
Yes, she's
So-
doing an amazing job.
She really is.
She is, Doris.
But the publicity is always, you want it to get out.
That's what, you
It's hard
have
to
such
do.
wonderful programs, and I really never hear, or other than Facebook, I go looking for it. But if I didn't go looking for it, I would never see them.
And you know what it is too, it's especially at Moss. We're a neighborhood library primarily. There are some big programs where we attract people from all parts of the city, but I really see people coming in and picking up these flyers and saying, like when they're checking out books for their kids, oh yeah, let me take this with me.
Oh.
So some people are still doing it old school. Maybe they do have social media, but maybe they're seeing it or not seeing
Yeah.
it, but they still
So
rely
you
on
have
us.
these
I
available
do,
for.
I do, for my
But not
community.
everybody.
Are they here, Angie, at this, are they available?
Things that they are posted in the bulletin board that we have right there, next to the copier, there's a bulletin board.
So if you're
And the
looking for the
children's
activities, it'll be
area
listed there.
has the little flyers, the smaller version of it.
Yeah, sometimes I
children's
see
area.
the smaller version.
Yes,
On different
posted
copies.
around.
And I know the parents here are more likely to see things on social
On
media.
social media, yeah. I know that's how I see it, so.
Yes.
Well, if we look for it,
If we look-
yeah.
if
I
we
have
look
to
for
go
it.
to City of Laredo.
See, and I have to go to Reader Bear, and sometimes I see and sometimes.
Well, it's the algorithm, right? So
Yeah.
if you're looking at that kind of stuff and liking it, you're gonna see it more often.
It also gets, in your feed, it'll be bombarded as well, so that doesn't help.
It's information overload.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay,
I think like before,
Thank you.
maybe also the radios, because a lot of people listen to the
That's true.
radio.
Yeah.
Casey,
Yes,
Oh.
yes, 98.
I don't know, KCC, I don't know, I don't listen that much, but I know that a
That's
lot of
another
people
outlet.
listen, yeah, to the.
And the newspaper, well, the
newspaper.
newspaper, a lot of people are seeing the
Oh.
newspaper now online, right? Yeah.
Guilty.
I have both. My husband has to see the newspaper and then we have it online as well because it's part of the package. But, that I know that when I see it in the newspaper, look, this is gonna happen. Like the symphony that we went to.
Yes.
It was in the newspaper, I don't know how many times. And
Oh,
so
okay.
that's why we went, because we saw it
Because you saw it.
and, you know, it's like, I'm sure several people went because they saw it in the newspaper.
I'm one of the few that has a subscription, and I looked up, I think there's just a handful that receive the newspaper, and I'm one of them.
There's a
But
handful.
I have to have the
We get it
newspaper.
too. and-
Me too, I still get it.
And I just renewed, and I paid, remember I was asking,
Uh-huh.
246,
expensive.
A year.
which is
Yeah.
$475, something like that, a week.
Uh-huh. It's expensive.
And then by the time we get it on print, it's actually old news.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
because you hear it, you see it on social media first.
On Sundays, I mean,
When I saw
tradition.
it, I said, "It's written
The Sunday
yesterday."
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
While you're having
You're
your
right.
coffee or your breakfast or whatever.
Oh, God, the social media.
But I
I do it
think
for the crossword and the Sudoku.
that the subscription is only 15,000 people in a city of close to 300,000. It's a very
It's that,
small.
yeah.
Yeah, it's getting smaller and smaller.
Oh, yeah.
But that's,
Say those statistics are.
you know,
And I-
modernity for you, that's what's happening.
And when I
It's all
substitute,
over
I
the
take
world.
the newspaper, because when I get in the car, I pick up the newspaper, put it in the bag, and I take it to school, and I read it during the break. But some kids see it on the table, Miss Bettis, the newspaper, and precisely today I subbed
Current
at Muller,
event.
and I had it there, and they wanted to see, and the boys wanted to see the sports. But I said, let's start with the headlines, this is what you're supposed to see first, then you get to the sports.
It becomes a teaching tool.
But,
Yeah.
yeah, they don't know what a newspaper
I know.
looks
But,
like.
but it's, yeah,
Yeah.
some more people are, you know, through social media, Instagram and Facebook, that's how we learn. And then we see it on,
And I said,
but
just
I'm a subscriber, you know, to the newspaper, not internet, but.
And I just quickly told them, when you're listening to the news, not everything is all true. I mean, it all depends what it's about, right? But read the paper for facts. And, of course, your social media too, your books at the library, whatever. And I just give them a quick little review on that.
Social media is if
Read, yes, social
anybody can
media.
write there, and you can put your opinion and make it seem like it's true and it's not.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. Anything else? Okay. Okay, let's move on now to monthly statistics.
Okay, if you take a look at the one that has November 2024 at the top, it was cut off, so I just want to read out some of those. Computer sessions is 1,669.
1,669, más salió el 69.
Yeah, underneath it, Wi-Fi sessions, that would be Wi-Fi in the gray. Wi-Fi sessions is 8,503. Okay, we have prints there. Total visitors, this is for the month of November. Materials, we have our chart for the checkouts. Programs offered, library cards, let's see, library card signups. That would be 516, that's on your right side. Library card renewals, that's 833. On the bottom, passports processed, that is 84, and on the very bottom, total volumes to date is 293,949.
Wow. That's how many
Would you
books we
repeat
have
that?
in the,
Sorry.
in the
And
mall.
all, yes,
Would you repeat that last number?
yes, 2,900, I'm sorry, 293,949.
293, 949.
And then we have our statistical report, which is the month of November, our total year to date for this fiscal year compared to last fiscal year and the change, the percent change.
What is ICB?
Inner City Branch?
Inner City.
Which is located
The
where?
one with the Logan, right,
Club, yes.
Club, where I got lost, remember? That's how we always remember. Remember, Angie, where I got lost?
Where?
I was trying to get to a meeting and I just totally got lost. An inside joke. But we remember. To write down words, remember?
Moss, I know which one it is.
Uh-huh, we know Moss. Just
Faskin.
Faskin is F.
Faskin. And the DN?
Bookmobile.
Oh, okay. So the Rooney. And the Plaza
Bruni
Rooney.
is this one.
Rooney Plaza Branch.
Rooney Plaza.
The second one, Main, y luego Bruni, y luego Bookmobile, y luego Inner City Branch, y luego Faskin, Moss, that's it, right?
Yes.
Any questions from anybody regarding the statistical report?
So the bookmobile hasn't moved. No, because it
What happened to the Bookmobile?
was 0, 0.
The Bookmobile, meaning,
They're all doing zeros.
well, she's had outreach programs and program attendance. The zeros, it's because I believe, the circulation, I'm not really sure about that because
So has she been
she
out?
has been out. I don't know if maybe in November she was waiting for the repairs. Maybe it didn't circulate.
It was stationed for a while.
Yeah.
So,
So now she didn't go in November to the school?
So it
Would
does
have
say
to
that she
check.
had 2 programs and outreach attendance was 330. But it was probably not to circulate books. I know we had 2 events where we were giving away books.
Any other questions, anybody?
Yeah.
I just want to announce, just a reminder of the, save the date for that committee training. Yes, Ms. Elizabeth, give you the date of Monday, January 27th.
Oh, for us?
Yes.
For us, it was Monday,
Yes,
okay.
and you should be getting some type of communication from city secretary, I'm thinking email or phone call or by
Okay.
mail.
At what time?
Yes, they're gonna provide you that information.
Okay,
Yes,
and where?
They haven't.
So
given
we
it
don't
us.
know, but we know the
The
date.
date, that's
Okay.
all I have, the date, Monday, January 27th.
Okay.
More information to come.
Yes, because I know that Judge, Villarreal commented that if it's within, before 5 o'clock, right, Judge,
It's
you
gonna
won't,
be
you won't,
hard,
it will be
yeah.
interfering with your bench. And some of us, and also Ms. Rodriguez probably as well, right, Ms. Rodriguez, you're also, working.
Interlina,
And
yes.
also, yes,
And
Italina
Mario.
and Mario.
And it doesn't
So
give you
hopefully.
more
it-
information.
It's
yeah.
after 5.
After
Yes.
5, yeah.
After school. Yeah, it just doesn't say if it's at all, if it's in person, it's WebEx, it just says pending more information.
And we don't know how long.
Okay.
Yes, no.
And of course, Mr. Ortiz works full-time
So
too.
we don't
know.
Yes,
Yes.
and,
Robert.
yes.
January
Right.
We know the
27th.
date.
We know the date, where?
We know it's January
How long?
the 27th.
And I'm thinking they're gonna be reaching out to you first,
Okay.
let you know. And yeah, also it's being directed to Ms. Solis, so she's forwarding you the information as she's getting it.
And this is for all the committees, right?
Yeah, committee boards and commissions.
Oh, for all, and do you know if there's gonna be an online option?
I don't know.
Maybe there will be, because there are a lot of
So
people.
for them, open, it's an option available. Yeah, some of the items or that you'll be discussing, I think it's duties of the board, commission and committees, directing staff, and following the chain of command. And all the
This protocol is
the protocol.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Okay, thank you very much. Next we go to item number 7. Actions would be scheduling our next meeting and the date and place, which we know it's here, but that would be January the 29th. Is that
Yes.
correct?
At 5 p.m., yes.
2025.
There you go.
January the 9th, 2025.
29.
29.
I mean, January 29th, 2025. Okay, anything else? Okay, those in favor of adjourning the meeting, we do have a, you move, okay, we have a first and a second to adjourn. All those in favor? Okay, against, meeting adjourned. Thank you very much. It's, what, 5:41. Good job, everybody.